Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a clip of someone saying, if you're a size 16, you're not big enough to be plus-sized. Looks like we're gatekeeping the term plus-sized once again, and the goalposts keep moving. We're also going to be taking a look at a few bonus clips, including one where somebody's begging the brand Thistle to expand their sizing, and another one where somebody says they only trust people who grew up in a bigger body, so be sure to stick around until the end. Before we proceed, please click the like button so that I may apply comb to mustache.
Okay, I don't know what's going on with TikTok right now, but you can just watch the captions for this video. This lady goes on to say that she is rejected by the plus size community, even though she is a size 16. So clearly, if you know me at all, I have thoughts on this.
Okay, please go on.
She goes on to mention a brand, House of CB, which is a straight-sized brand. I feel, as a plus-size creator, that unless you have to shop in the plus-size section at stores, or specifically at plus-size stores, plus-size is a category of clothing. It is not...
Well, she said she was a size 16, so even though the brand may be associated with straight sizes or whatever, they also sell plus sizes because 16 or a 1X is actually a plus size.
Used as a feeling, as a description of a body type, it is a specific category of clothing.
Yeah, and 16 is considered part of it. Yes, a women's size 16 is generally considered plus size, although some retailers may start plus sizes at size 12W or 14, while others might consider size 18 and up as plus. Okay, so some places consider 12W or 14 the start of plus sizes. Some consider 18 the start.
So unless you wear that specific category of clothing, that's not applicable to you.
Well, 16 is plus size according to what I've read.
And yes, you can argue that you are a different size in different brands, but if most of your closet is coming from a straight size brand, you're misusing that you're plus size.
Well, how can we call an entire brand a straight-sized brand if they have sizing that goes up to a 16, which is the beginning of plus size, as I understand it?
If you are a size 16, perhaps the conversation that is happening is that you are on the smallest end of the plus size spectrum, and maybe people are asking you to consider that you have the most access to clothing, medical care.
Okay, so they are plus size then. You just said they're on the smaller end of the plus size spectrum. 2 seconds ago you said they weren't plus size. So which is it?
Consider that you have the most access to clothing, medical care, other things that those of us on the higher end of the fatness spectrum do not have.
Okay, it's funny because the video that this person is responding to is a video of somebody saying they feel rejected by the plus size community as a size 16. And then here you are saying that they're not big enough to be marginalized, they're on the lower end of plus size, basically confirming every single thing that that person said.
Because you are deemed the acceptable type of plus size. The closer you are to thin privilege, even on the plus size spectrum, the more privilege that you hold.
Right, so we can't accept this person into our community at all because they're on the lower end of plus size or whatever? Why? You're just confirming everything that that person said.
I feel like when people hear that, they're trying to say that we're excluding them. That's not what it is. We're just asking them to acknowledge that they're going to have a different experience moving throughout the world than people who are larger than them.
And then you'll let me into your group or whatever if I acknowledge that you guys have it worse?
That's really it.
Okay, so the person initially was saying they felt rejected by the plus-size community, and then you went on to tell them that they're not large enough to be marginalized. Essentially, some of us are larger and have it worse, etc. Thereby confirming everything that that person said. I don't know why we can't just welcome this person into the plus-size community. Why do they have to be a certain level of plus? 16 is considered plus. Why isn't that plus enough? Next. Now she's going to be responding to this comment that reads, I hear you, but I understand her thinking the responses to her, including yours, are dismissive. There's nothing more infuriating than someone saying, well, it could always be harder for you. Size 16 is plus size. This is a follow-up to that previous video.
I will always find it funny how no matter what I say.
I find it funny too. Sorry. I'm sorry, man. Sometimes I tell a joke and it doesn't land, and then I just look at the person and I'm like, that was actually a joke. Laugh. Laugh! And then I just stare at them all uncomfortably like this for several minutes. Until they go, ha ha, ha ha, ha ha, ha ha. And then I'm like, yeah, that's right. It was funny, wasn't it? It was hilarious. Keep laughing. Keep laughing. Yeah, no, it was hilarious, Cynical. Oh my God. You tell the best one, Cynical. Oh my God, let me leave, please. That's right. It was hilarious.
I could literally be right in every capacity, but people will always defend the person who's thinner because, again, they hold more privilege.
What? Did you read this person's comment?
Because in this comment, we're concerned about how we're being dismissive to the size 16 person, but we're not acknowledging how dismissive it is to not acknowledge that people on the larger end of the fatness spectrum don't have access to basic human needs.
What does that have to do with anything? Somebody said they felt rejected by the plus size community because they're a size 16. You respond to them and say, yeah, you're not big enough to be marginalized, basically. This person is like, dude, you were very dismissive with that person. And then you say, they are dismissive of me. What? They were the one being dismissed by the plus size community for not being large enough to begin with. Are we even in the same conversation, dude?
We're just supposed to ignore that.
You ignored everything that the person said and started going on a tirade about how you're more marginalized because you're larger.
Because the size 16 is hard to find. We're just ignoring the fact that literally anything over a size...
We're just ignoring comments and not responding to them. Why are you going to go on to talk about how it's hard to find sizes bigger than a 16? What does that have to do with this comment?
22, 24 is not sold in stores at all. Not being able to find your size and it literally not being made at all in stores are two very different things.
Indeed, but that person felt rejected by the plus size community because they were a size 16. I'm guessing they got a similar response from the rest of the plus size community as you're giving them. And therein lies the complaint, I believe.
So yes, I'm saying that acknowledging that you have more privilege than other people is important. And you're quite literally the problem.
What the heck? Okay. But they said they felt rejected by the plus-size community because they weren't large enough. You went on to give a speech about how they're not large enough, confirming everything that they said. So, honestly, I feel like oftentimes we're not even in the same conversation. Some people seem unable to see the real world and even actual comments beyond their own issues. We're trying to talk about this thing. You can't stop bringing up how you're bigger and therefore more marginalized than everybody else. That's not what we were even talking about. We were talking about that other person being rejected by the plus size community because they're a size 16. Next.
Okay, this is my annual appeal at this point to Thistle and Spire to please, for the love of God, expand your size range. All you need,
yes, Thistle, please,
is to add 2 extra sizes.
This person spends so much time obsessing over plus sizes. All day, every day, we're constantly talking about this brand needs bigger sizes, this brand needs to expand their sizes. None of these brands sell funeral clothes or wedding clothes, and I'm constantly having to go to those. How big is your wardrobe? Like, you must have a crazy closet.
Add a 4 and a 5X.
Okay, so it goes up to 3X and that's not good enough?
Add a 4 and a 5X for those of us who will not fit in a size 3X according to your size chart.
Many people would consider a 3X to be fairly inclusive sizing.
Because I really want to wear some of your clothing, and I only buy from size-inclusive brands.
You mean you only buy clothes that can fit your body?
And you're doing a hell of a job on the lingerie front. Like, these are beautiful, and I want to buy all of them. And you're also doing a fantastic job on, like, the gender inclusivity part of it.
Okay.
So I really feel like the next step... I also saw stuff about, like, adaptability, too. So if you already have the gender inclusivity part, you're having the accessibility inclusivity part, the next step really does just need to be size inclusivity.
3X is pretty inclusive, I would say. A moment ago, you were telling that person that a size 16 isn't even plus size, when that's a 1X as far as I know. So a 3X is what, like a 24 or something? Okay, according to what I just looked up, a 3X garment is generally designed for a person who would wear a US size 22 to 24 or larger, with measurements typically in the range of 50 to 56 inches for the chest and waist, though these figures may vary by brand and item. Okay, so that's a size 22 to 24, a 3X, and you're saying it's not size inclusive enough.
I have people I can hook you up with that will wear test for you. I will wear test for you, like...
I wasn't that blown away by their lingerie, personally, by their lingerie. I thought it was whatever. Let's go back and take a little look at this. She's losing it over this. She's like, oh my god, I need this in my closet immediately. Okay. And this too. This slip or whatever. I'm not much of a fashionista, so I don't really know what the hell I'm talking about, but I don't know. I'm not losing my mind over this bustier or whatever. Don't you guys love hearing me talk about fashion? It's so dumb. You're like, bro, you're a moron. Personally, I don't think that bustier was that cute at all, honestly.
Need to be size inclusivity. I have people I can...
It sounds like the term size inclusive is a very vague term that means different things to different people. To you, it's not size inclusive if it doesn't go up to like a 5 or 6X. I'm guessing whatever size we are, we consider to be size inclusive at a store, right? If they don't have up until my size, then they're not size inclusive. So the larger a person is, the larger sizes they're expecting to see at the store.
I will wear tests for you, like... I can consult with you. We can make this work.
You want to go work for that company and force them to make bigger sizes? You're like, bring me on.
I have admired your brand for years.
Why was that lingerie blowing your mind so much? Am I just crazy? Do I just have bad taste? It looked like very basic lingerie to me. It was a little lacy, had a little bit of a frilly thing going on. You know what I mean? I don't know what's going on.
And I just really want you to be more size inclusive because so many people would buy it.
Would they? How many people are a 3X and above? According to CDC data, around 6 to 7% of US women wear a size 22 or above. That's roughly in the 3X and up range. So I don't know how much this would help their sales. I guess it would help them 6 to 7%. But personally, I think a 3X is pretty size inclusive. Next.
I only trust people who grew up fat and no one else. I'm sorry.
Okay, I did grow up fat at various points, so do you trust me?
My childhood fatties at. Honestly, bonus points if you're still fat now.
Bonus points if you're still fat now. I've gone through various points of largeness throughout my life.
Fat people will forever have the best personalities, and I will die on that hill.
I think I see what you're going for here. The person that grew up all insecure and being made fun of and this, that, and the other thing often does have more of a personality than the popular kids who got by on their looks or whatever. But that's not specific to people living in a larger body.
I have a personality and I'm funny because I grew up the biggest bitch in my class.
Are you funny? A lot of people who say that they're funny, they're not that funny, actually. Some people use humor to overcome negative things in their lives, and those are funny people. Some people get completely beaten down by their issues and life and just become bitter. So those are basically the two options when you've gone through bad things. Become bitter or overcome these things and become more interesting and or funny. You can get over your issues or your issues will get over you. There is no third option, unfortunately.
Personality out of pure survival instinct. Every time I hang
Why does it keep fading to black every half a second?
out with a skinny bitch who grew up skinny her whole life, I want to gouge my literal eyes out. You are so boring, queen.
Are they so boring, or do you have some sort of emotions about them and their skinny physique? Because it sounds like it's that. It sounds like you have a problem with them, so you're calling them boring and stuff. There's a lot of anger in those words.
You're pretty and you're skinny. Good for you. Honestly, good for you. I mean, thank God you didn't have to endure what, thank God. Bless him, but you're boring. You're really boring. And
Right, this is very interesting, and I can tell that you really are hilarious, like you say.
it's hard to have a conversation with you. Where are my fatties at? You can be skinny now, that's fine, whatever. But your formative years, you had to have been fat.
Imagine if all of this was said in reverse, that people living in a larger body are boring, you needed to grow up skinny, XYZ. Would you be cool with that?
Then I will trust you. Then I will have...
Well, gaining your trust is a huge deal to me, so thank you for that. Sorry.
I will be down to have a conversation with you. Yeah, sure. Formative years fat. FYF. Where are my FYFs at?
Okay, and we wrapped up the collection of clips by hearing that person say they don't trust people that didn't grow up fat. Very strange times, very bizarre times indeed. I will say that people that grew up confident and accepted by the group do not have nearly as much of a personality as people that were insecure, made fun of, etc. Something about being rejected by the group forces you to go be your own person and start doing your own hobbies and stuff like that, turning to things like that and developing yourself in that way, as opposed to just hanging out with a bunch of people. I just don't think it's specific to living in a larger body. I think anybody that grew up insecure and not accepted by the group likely developed themselves and their personalities more. What if they grew up full of acne or with glasses or various other things that people make fun of? So anyway, personally, I disagree with all of the aforementioned, but what do you think? Is a size 16 not big enough to be plus sized? Does that brand need to carry larger lingerie? And if you didn't grow up fat, can you even be trusted? Leave a comment below. Happy Thursday, everybody. Anyway, that about does it. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one.